Hello everyone. In this session, we are going to talk about using the forecasting feature in Power BI. Forecasting in Power BI is a powerful analytical tool that allows the users to predict the future points based on the historical trends. It's commonly used in scenarios like sales projections, demand forecasting, and financial planning. Let's go to the Power BI screen and see how can we use the forecasting feature, and then we will talk about it in more depth. To use the forecasting feature, we need to create a line chart. So I'm creating a line chart where we will take the order date versus sales. So click on the line chart, increase the size. Then we will use the year option in the x-axis and the sales in the y-axis. Then you can go in the format your visual option, and over here you can turn on the markers and also the data labels. Now this is showing us the sales trend throughout the year of 2011, 2012, 2013 and 2014. What if you would like to see the future trends? How would you achieve that? You can see this option of add further analysis to your visuals. Click on this, and over here we have this forecast option. Click over here. Now, based on this historical data, it is trying to identify some future trends. Expand this category, and over here it is trying to show me the different options to customize this future trend. First of all, we have this units where the units are located for points, years, quarter, months, days, hour, minute, or second. So let's say based on these 4 years data, I want to see the future 2 years trend. So over here, I will select years. Then it would ask us for the forecast length. For how many years do you want to see this trend? So I want to see this trend for upcoming 2 years. So I will select 2 here and click on apply. Now it is showing me the trend for 2015 as well as 2016. Since the data available over here is from 2011 till 2014, that's why it is showing me the years 2015 and 2016. Then we have the ignore the last option. So let's say if you want to ignore this last year's sales. So you can choose to ignore that last 1 year or 2 years based on your needs. So if I put last one, so it would try to identify the units. The units given over here are years. So it would ignore that 1 year. Now you can see it is trying to identify the trend according to 2013's data. For now, I will put 0 over here. Then we have the seasonality option over here. So many of the objects follow seasonality. So let's say that if you are selling any fruit, and if that fruit is available in a high number of quantity in a particular season, do you want to follow that seasonality? Because obviously it would be selling more at that particular time. So if you want to follow these seasonalities in your data, so you can use this seasonality option. So over here you can put in the seasonality of different points. So let's say I want to keep the seasonality as 1 point. I can put in 1 and click on apply. It would try to consider that seasonality. Over here I can put ignore the last 0 years so that it can bring my data back to 2014. Then we have the confidence interval, which is basically where your result will lie. So if you want to increase this confidence interval, you can click over here and you can select 99 option. Then we also have some other confidence intervals. So let's say if you want to show 85%, 80%, 75%, all these values are available over here. So let's take 75% and see how the data changes. So you can see the forecast has now narrowed down. For now, I will select 95%. Then we have the forecast line over here. So if you want to make changes to this forecast line, currently I have taken the confidence interval as 99. If you want to change this forecast line, you can click over here in the forecast line. You can change the color of this line. Then we have the option to increase or decrease the transparency. You can see the transparency is changing. Also, we have the option to change the line style and the width. So we have different line style options over here, such as dashed, dotted, and also we have the option of custom line. Currently, I can keep it as dashed, and also I can select the option of changing the width. So let's increase the width to 2 pixels. Then by which method do you want to make this line? Do you want to use the linear method, or do you want to use the smooth option, or you also have the option to use the steps? Then we have the option to change the confidence lines. So the lines over here which are shaded are known as the confidence lines. So if I just click on option, you will be having the option to change these lines, and also we will be having the option to change this confidence shadow. So if you want to match it with a line, you can choose the option of match it with line, or you can choose a different color as well. If you just decrease the transparency, you would be able to see the shadows. Then over here in the confidence line, you have this option of changing the transparency of the confidence lines. So the lines over here are appearing now, and also you can change the line style as well. So this was the option of forecast. Now, how does this forecasting work? Forecasting works based on the historical data analysis. Power BI uses the historical data to identify the patterns and trends over the time. This can include anything from the sales figures and the website traffic to weather patterns and stock prices. It also uses the exponential smoothing, that is, the forecasting engine typically employs the statistical methods like exponential smoothing to generate the predictions. Exponential smoothing gives more weight to the recent data points, making the forecast more responsive to recent changes in the trends. We also had the option of the confidence interval. So Power BI provides a confidence interval around the forecasted values, which represent the range of possible outcomes with a specified probability. Currently, the probability is at 99%. By default, it is at 99%, 95%. Sorry, my bad. This interval helps users understand the uncertainty associated with the forecast. So it also has some limitations. While forecasting in Power BI is useful, it is based on the assumption that the past trends will continue in the future also. Significant deviations such as sudden market changes or external shocks can affect the accuracy of the forecast. Forecasting in Power BI is a valuable tool for predicting the future outcomes based on the historical data. By integrating the forecasting into the dashboards, users can make the informed decisions, data driven decisions, and a better plan for future scenarios. However, it is important to consider the underlying assumptions and limitations when relying on the forecast for critical decisions. This was all for the forecast session. Thank you.